What's up, y'all? It's Arthur here. I'm making a YouTube video. It's my first one, so please bear with me. Um, but yeah, I guess let me go back to the main screen. Actually, I guess what I'm kind of gonna use this YouTube channel for is journaling. Um, yeah, it's just another way for me to journal my trades. Just whether I take trades, if I'm in profit, if I'm in loss, if I don't take a trade. So it's kind of another tool for me to use to kind of help with my trading journey, and you guys can kind of come along with me as well. Please don't take these YouTube videos as trading advice, or don't copy my trades. I mean, you can, I'm not live, so but just please don't use it as trading advice. I'm kind of just journaling for myself, but yeah, don't really care what people say either. You can say whatever you want. I think more comments is better for me anyways, so if you want to comment something, go ahead. Please do it. But yeah, today I started with the fresh combine. I didn't take a lot of time. I failed the last combine actually. I was on a funded account. I passed the funded account, got a new combine, and I actually blew both of them, which is pretty bad. That's why I'm saying I'm not an advanced trader. Some of my trades aren't bad. I just kind of have a problem with revenge trading, so I feel like we all have been there before. So I'll kind of do this as a new start. Hopefully, start fresh with this combine as well. Just a quick kind of like knowledge. I trade ICT, fair value gaps, order blocks, liquidity sweeps. I also do new into it. I mean, I know how it works and stuff like that, but kind of implementing this to enter on trades and more confluence as SMTs and inversion fair value gaps. I used those for the past week. I really like them. I backtest them a lot as well for this past week and trading them live. SMT I feel like is amazing actually, so if you have time, please go learn SMT. Those are great. And yeah, like I said, I'm not an advanced trader, so don't take everything I say kind of the greatest salt. So we have here my Top Step account. You can see fresh balance, loss limit. Didn't take any trades today. Trading combine. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. Trying to make YouTube videos 3 times a day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my goal. If I take a trade on Monday and I lose, still planning to post it. It's part of journaling, so you got to take the wins just as much as you take the losses as well. But kind of the first thing I did today, and what I do normally, is I look for a daily bias. So I'll go on the daily time frame, see if there's any imbalances in price and efficiencies. Fair value gaps, they're all the same thing. Liquidity sweeps, first thing I noticed was actually not much. We had this imbalance in here. In price, we had this imbalance in price here as well. We don't need to mark it out, it's way higher up. I was kind of neutral on my daily bias today, leaning a little more towards the bullish side of the bias. I'll show you guys in a little bit why that was the case, but just looking off the daily time frame, you didn't really notice much other than this imbalance in here. We had a couple highs in here as well. I'll move this over a little bit. At a high, we had the daily low in here as well, so it's kind of the first thing I like to do in the day. Second step I do, go down to the 4 hour. Notice here, bunch equal highs. So that's my guess for the next coming week. We have tomorrow. Tomorrow I have no idea what we have in store, but my goal is for the next, at least until end of December, kind of take out these highs up here. So we see in here, we had this imbalance in here. I think when I opened the market, got on about 8:05. I'm in Central Standard Time as well, so that's 9:05 for New York. So we had this imbalance in here in the 4 hour. I'm pretty sure we were trading within the imbalance. We also did have this little one up here in the 4 hour, as well as this high in here. We actually had a lot in the 4 hour. We had sell side in here that I marked out, and we had an order block on here on the 4 hour. Scrolling back in time, I don't remember what that was. I think it's lower on the time frames, but yeah, that's what we had for the 4 hour. We had the order block fair value gaps and just the highs and lows as well. Go back down to the 1 hour. Here, first thing I noticed actually was this SMT on the 1 hour. If we make it a little bigger here for you, you can see here. On S&P, we had the higher low, lower low. NASDAQ, we had the lower low, higher low. We did take it on the S&P. The NASDAQ, we kind of left it, and then we kind of shot up. And then with the CPI news this morning as well, we had this, kind of skyrocket up in the market. So this is when I say that I had my bias for today that kind of leaned me towards, the bullish bias. This is kind of what did it for me. This hourly SMT, as well as we had this 1 hour for value gap in here that I was looking price to hit, as well as, the 4 hour order block, and we had these equal highs up in here as well. We had a lot of resting liquidity up in there. So that's kind of what I noticed in the morning for the higher time frames. And just a quick note for the SMTs, I don't like to go below the 15-minute. Preferably I like the 1 hour for SMTs. But I won't be taking any trade based off SMT on the 5-minute, 1 minute. Unless I see it on the 1 hour, the 15, the 5, and the 1, then I'll kind of be like, all right, this is a pretty good trade to enter on. Second thing I noticed today, move that out of the way. We'll move what I would have taken as my trade in the morning. Didn't take any trades. I don't know if I said that earlier, but yeah, just because we didn't have clear daily bias, wasn't sure what the market was going to do today. I kind of just decided to stay out of the market unless I had an A+ setup. But look at the 15-minute. First thing I do, I don't know where those lines went on my chart, but I'll mark out with the vertical line just like this. I'll mark out 12 o'clock, so starting the new day, and I'll mark out 8:30 as well. Just kind of see what happened overnight in the Asia and London session. I like to mark out my liquidity in here. There's no point in marking out the highs of London just because we were rising in the morning. So I didn't mark that out. I didn't mark this out. I thought it was too low. I didn't think price was going to go this low today to take out, the liquidity down here. I thought the lowest we'd go was down here. Maybe even here. I think this was the lowest I was thinking of, and I was almost right about us taking that liquidity. But as you can see here on the 15-minute, we had an imbalance. We had a price inefficiency, fair value gap in here to hit on the 15-minute, which we did. Market open as we dumped, and these candles kind of consolidated until we reached into the hourly. But that's what happened on the 15-minute. Did have SMT, but this was for a trade later in the day, so we'll move on from there. Next step I take, 5-minute, same thing. Kind of just look what the market's doing. Let me see. Market opening here. You'll see on the 1 minute we did go up on the 1 minute. 5 minutes telling us we did go down. For my initial trade in the morning, let me go down to the 1 minute so I can show you guys. Go back down on both charts. There we go. Okay. So I'll show you why I would have taken that trade in the morning. So we have, as you can see here, like I was saying earlier, price did rise in the morning. Little fake out in the morning. Well, not necessarily because the bias is bullish, but just a little fake out before this large move to come back down into, as you can see as we marked their order block. I think this is a very important price level of the day. This came back to balance the 1 minute fair value gap. We did have this order block on the 1 minute as well, followed by fair value gap making it valid. So that was kind of my key level of price. I did have a limit buy here actually. So I hope this is the long position here actually in the morning, right at the beginning of the order block. Stop loss would have been at the low, and then take profit. The larger term take profit, the big goal for today would have been to take out the entire hourly fair value gap. That is a little ambitious. If I'm doing 10 contracts on a trade, for example, then maybe I'll leave, partial TP down at this high, and then I'll put the rest of the TP at the hourly fair value gap. But this would have been a low contract trade, so we'll leave it right below the low, just to give me a little room, just in case it doesn't take the high. What we see here, come back down, price comes back down to the order block. Bodies of the candles respect it almost amazingly, actually. We just wick into the order block, so that's kind of telling me more. It's giving me more confidence that, price is gonna, come back down, reach this, respect it, and then move up. We can see here, we moved up back into price. So I would have entered here. You would have been watching market come in here, enter this fair value gap in here, come back down. Give people one more time to enter. Bodies again, like I said, respecting the order block, not going below the 50% level, kind of validating the order block as well. And then we, as you can see, big displacement up. Take out this high first that we created earlier, take out the high, and then the bigger target of the day. We would have been full TP here at 1038. And then I'll tell you why. If you did not enter here on this order block, there could have been a possible another entry. I'll show you guys where it was if I remember exactly. So let's move this one out the way. We know where market open is. So I did have this, as you can see in here, I did have this 5-minute order block marked out. Just put it as a 15-minute for now. I can edit it. I did have this 5-minute order block marked out. I was looking to see price inverse this 5-minute order block. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see a little better. I was looking for price to inverse this 5-minute order block. Let me erase these for you. We know. Keep that one. We can move south side. I can remove the trade. So we came in here. We had the SMT earlier in the day. It was the 1 hour. I was looking to see this price inverse this with some displacement, as we did have that here on the 5-minute. I did just decide to stay away from the trade, just to be a little on the safer side. I didn't want to risk too much, as we did have the possibility of coming back down into the order block. So we took out this fair value gap. We inversed it on the 5-minute. And then if we scroll back down to the 1 minute, as we can see here, inverse it on the 1 minute as well. We could have entered after this candle inverse, so we could have entered here. We could have also waited for it to come back down into this fair value gap as well. That would have been another entry, a little better risk. But if I were to enter this trade, I would have entered right after the inverse. My stop would have been right below this fair value gap, so it would have stopped me out actually. That's no big deal if we would have entered on the order block, but that's besides the point. We didn't enter on any trades today, so not too big of a fuss. Yeah, as you can see, that would have been one entry. Second entry, fair value gap. Or we'll go this. First entry, order block. Second entry, inversion of the 5-minute. 1 minute. Enter on this candle. That could have been the second entry, and then entry on this fair value gap as it came back down. We have a fourth entry, as you can see again. I think I said this earlier. Came back down into the order block before we ran up into the 1 hour fair value gap. That was the only trade I really saw today. I didn't really, look at anything after this point in price, like this leg move up here. I got off at about 10:30, so right before we took the entire of the fair value gap. I thought there was nothing else on the day, so I was like, you know what, let me cut it short a little bit. As when I come back, though, we can see we did take the entirety of the hourly fair value gap, consolidate a little bit, and then dump down to come retest this order block. And now we can see what we're doing. Yeah, now we're just going down. We did take the hourly, so that could also be the reason why we were going down. But yeah, I guess that's kind of just the trade recap of the day, or the lack of trades, actually. Nothing too difficult, nothing too simple, just enough in between. Again, like I said, I'm not giving this is not advice, so please don't take my advice if I give any. This is a way of me to journal my trades and kind of keep myself in line with, trading. But yeah, 3 videos a week. We're going to try and do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, no matter what. Loss, no trade, win. This is kind of a weird video. First video, no trade, which is a little odd, but that's okay. Hopefully tomorrow we'll take a trade and we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, anything, let me know if you guys want to see anything. I can give you some tutorials, nothing crazy. It's gonna be what else you can find on YouTube. You guys know who those YouTubers are, so I say go watch them instead of me. But yeah, that'll be all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.